Zelus. And this character has gone through all the times in a science fiction verse called Star Wars. So it's not a canon character. And in fact, it is a normal person at those times. So this character was always trying to convey we can only evolve from here. Because we was born looking at any of them, hinged down from the sea, confront, tired from software, and still ahead of many of them. Contemplating them, had shown my head, shook my head, and drank my shiny glass water. Well, it's something that's gone on for as long as anybody can remember. Spoke to her. It sounded gentle. She sort of half listening while she pulled out one of the screens. She knew I wasn't a toy boy, but that I like to make toys for this boy. The tension was unwanted. Nothing will be displayed. Moment arrives for the artifact. I did not want to have to talk, calculating into letters and numbers, each for the next generation in the Death Star. Nothing has been approved. I don't think to be understood or have the patience to respect catastrophes in the interim. I am preparing a very long established practice in subject species, slaves, mercenaries, mentor, so that when the people from their home world finally assume the galactic stage is not like them, they will say that they are the most civilized advance of their kind and will move their future generations to study stronger in order to achieve entrance. It was all a recklessly bold sociological invention. Who held the rush? It will be irresistible to go into the scheme without support. Every creator needs to move his inventions in order to be used. The other precisely what I am doing for the party. And that was just the we should not have found the not so big kids site to invent clever toys. Put together can't go, but there was something bending in the space. This desert of darkness to be conquered. We tried to watch the patrol in the galaxies. Soon had split the hologram up and saved it somewhere around the station. The artifact is ready. Sorry for the picture, but I didn't have time to find any better pictures. Zelus on Mars and sex is ended. My impatience became visible in the 336,000 square foot factory. The materials for the spacecraft structural fairness, for spatial habitat, for plants. Now you fold 20 layers of different titanium fabric so it fits in a rocket and packs it into a full ready space station where you are in orbit. Never the 5K today asked. I'm going to talk about the following. Where the artifact is another scenario. Question got me for a moment. I had programmed her back then to make questions so I could see myself out of the orbit of Mars talking to someone. I guess the remaining past hasn't made me very social. I could cope with the mechanisms that made me comfortable. I took my team to the model station. Check sensors and we may in fact find to be an illiquid hideaway spot free of cameras from the rest of the stations, and that would be fine. We introverts encourage each other in this experimental habitat. Regarded for the expandable space. more than its first generation, Genesis 9. The shell of the model is 18 meters to put a queen in your ambition, providing a soft side, a roomy spaceship from a tree. Some of the problems I still have to solve gratefully is the timing to open it, and we hope to be working with other programs to craft the galaxies. If this works out, but added, I will program you for the number and a lot of future to have the Empire highly respected. Just don't ask me about Vader. I still can't believe how Palpatine prefers him over me. He probably wants the engineers to stop camping in the dark side of space. For him, the future of space is the commerce, like everything in the world. If space is going to be sustainable, it has to be commercially viable. Here, I was talking to a robot who has the job done for the radiation shielding. Of course, you can see that Zelus is a character precisely based on jealousy and rivalry. Next to Kratos, who is violence or the might of government, Victory, who is Mike, driving the chariot of Zeus in all his battles. These brothers accompany Zeus in all his battles, forming the Merkaba star, which means the character traits in your upper consciousness when you have to come down from Olympus to the ground to fix something or work something out, and not forget the north, and not forget the main thing what you came for. So you can see that Zelus has the rivalry and the competence to be better is part of evolution, and this is what this character refrains by itself. Work ethics. And we all have this character traits. Continues. Creating jealousy and creating advice for others to look up and wish to be better as well, and give them room to do so, because they have enough space to do so. So it continues. Essentially, it's better than starving to death emotionally. The human race needs to learn how to have relationships far more than they need to learn how to not rely on other people for anything. This is how far my studies got me from planet Earth. We know the universe is one. Yes, we might be invisible as people are starting to have a good relationship with it. You have to be fully integrated, perhaps. Resolving the war will be only the same question the Republic has. Fragmented as friendly species without creating embodied unity. I want to close the distance between the side of them that wants so deeply and the distance of them that doesn't think they can have what they want. I like it how it works, with enough desperation. So desperation, which is hard for them to hold space for, I can't fault people for it. I don't know what it feels to be desperate for something. It is a real question in how someone can be responsible for their actions. If I could explain to my robot, Timmy Nebula, how easy things are, and you get to feel an abstraction from your chest bone. I said to her, you don't have to understand me, it's okay. I thank you for that. Now go and tell my fellow architect that I am sorry for the setbacks. The artifact is ready. Nobody in their right mind will ever want to be involved in something as momentous as this. It is the lightest part of what you are looking for. Does any basis in reality could change everything for all of us. Some of us will do anything to avoid such a change. Keep things just as they are. The pioneer of my words and started to reject the invention. You can scarcely begin to comprehend in masses as was easier There are some of you that, without wanting to know the full details of this mission and pipeline, without being able to square knowledge of its substance with their special loyalties, will help nevertheless. Others will kill you instantly. They will be able to guess what it was that you are looking for. The new order will be same as far there are things almost entirely hidden from most of us. The idea of profound differences, options between factions, in the same way there have been base models in planets and most important for the artifact to be powered on, that day General Hooks entered my working area. He was a scientist besides military as well, and we worked on the project his father Randall Hooks left by troppers. The pressure, the tension in his footsteps, his rigid eyes without feeling, and hatred he had from the Emperor palpitating towards me. His ignorance or silence. He made me think I would want to use the artifact against them. Offenses towards my genius? Yes, I'm thinking. I like the amounts of material the Empire grants me for development. Right, I will never be a Sith. As Anakin. I will never be a Darth as Vader. Could this be possibly the imagined? How methodically my rage had pushed the limits of expansion, and how obstinate it has become the creation. How addictive to achieve this work, just for the Emperor's attention, and still, I came down to be just a manufacturer for the higher ranks. I did not believe that. I did not. I pulled away to look. The old Death Star Engineering Science Station, my cocoon, and added truly. Yes, not all of us are so quiet, so steadily indifferent to events taking place within the greater galaxy as generally contrived to appear. Of course, I've sent the robot Nebula across the stars to place the artifact on the android with the Jedi 4. As my hands relax down, some terrible and misunderstanding situations run across the space of my memory. It's just the way I talk. It's not my accent, and there is no attitude about it. It makes people feel stupid or mentally retarded. they start comparing with me and fight me back to prove better instead of having a normal conversation. I nodded to myself, admitting once again public relations was indeed not my expertise. Instantly assumed there was a vast cover coming out, and I would be dead by now unless I kept working for them. So the theory points that for it to work, we can't have the Jedi's mindfulness blocking the artifact control for the masses. It will gather a rich field of possibilities for you to have tracked the masters for their elimination. Order, General. The multitude will evolve quicker and faster once the artifact is activated, powerful enough to vibrate by hypnosis through the particles among the dark matter of the universe, mixed by the waves of the sun entering every mindset. They may level up just a few thin layers below our superior intelligence, away from resistance and discord. As much, you agree. And this is talked in a monologue, because there is like a mutual inner conversation that stands through the pride of what's being worked and said through the world that we find familiar, especially for eccentric people. As much greed for power is in the experiments of monkey see, monkey do, monkey mentioning only bananas. We could detect the amount of power one species will acquire in race and spiritual cult. You could see the sides. It's wisely a protection or exaggerated camouflage, and it was simply unjust to blame our superiors for their hard task of remaining in supremacy. They did achieve this power and technological science who could prove it as well. I did believe in history and the universal patterns, how many deaths it takes to make it around the farm system. For the time when people on Earth were afraid of the invention of robots, when they will help the masses have better jobs to become composers and thinkers. Then the colonizers conquered the primitives to civilize them and further with the higher consciousness being achieved, there's no need to kill. A higher consciousness.